Hey, Mahal everyone! Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40 and we are back with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video we're doing another underappreciated, and it's actually going to be featuring our newly released character, which is Sabin from Final Fantasy VI. Now for this underappreciated, I'm going to be giving a little bit less information compared to my other ones. The only reason why is because since Sabin is our newly released character, some of the information such as his stats, his speed tier, his passives, I've already discussed that in my Prepare for Sabin event video, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll be leaving a link in the video description as well as the pinned comments to that video. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Sabin and why I feel like he's underappreciated. So his role is a melee DPS. He's also a Ghost Buster. So we have Tifa, who deals more damage to skeleton type enemies, and then now we have Sabin, who deals more damage to Ghost. So he's a Ghost Buster. His speed tier is slow. From playing around with him, he definitely fits into the slow category. He usually acts last, depending on the characters that you have in your party. He has two abilities. The first one is Aura Cannon. So Aura Cannon is a 2-hit Holy Magic Brave plus HP attack. So it's a hybrid DPS ability. It does 50% additional more damage to Ghost, and the damage modifier is 40% times 2. So each Brave hit does 40%, so it's a total of 80% total damage modifier. His second ability is Aerial Slash. It's a 1-hit AoE Wind Magic Brave attack that also does 50% additional damage to Ghost, and the total damage modifier on that is 80%. So, upon looking at him, I mean, he's a monk. He has the Holy and he has the Wind elements attached to him, so you would think he's a little like Prish, but unlike Prish, Sabin doesn't have those stance changes that Prish does. She doesn't have that crazy, low action delays that she has on her abilities, especially when she consistently changes them. So that's where Sabin kind of falls short in comparison to Prish. The only thing that he does have going for him over Prish, however, is his Aura Cannon is a hybrid DPS, so he's able to deal at least some HP damage with an ability, whereas with Prish, we have to build up a Brave and then either go with HP attack or even HP attack plus. So those are kind of the differences between those two characters, and I compare those two because, they wield similar elements. So the top 3 recommended artifact passives, if you are building Sabin, that you want to go for is, number 1 is Max Brave plus 330 and Attack plus 108. I kind of put those in a tie because Attack and Max Brave are definitely good passives to have. With Sabin, he does have a little bit low Max Brave, so if you happen to get that on your artifact passives, great, go ahead and put it on him. And then if you want to go with more attack so he can deal more Brave damage, then put Attack plus 108. Now as far as the passives for his artifacts, for his abilities, I would prioritize Aerial Slash Power Up because it is AoE, and definitely go for the 2-star. And then afterwards, if you want to go for Aura Cannon Power Up 2-star, you could definitely do that as well. So what is his current equipment lineup that we have currently in Global? So the first one is his 5-star Burning Fist. That's his 35 CP. So his Aerial Slash damage modifier with that is increased to 120%. It also grants him a 20% max Brave up to himself for 4 turns. So he has kind of a way to buff himself. He buffs up his max Brave, which is good because we know that his max Brave is a little bit on the low side. And then his 5-star Kaiser Knuckles is his 15 CP weapon. This increases Aura Cannon's damage modifier by 60%. So now each hit deals 60% for a total of 120%, and now it has a low action delay, so that's pretty nice. So once he uses Aura Cannon, there's a slight chance that he'll be acting a little bit earlier on the turn order. And then he has his 5-star Tiger Mask, which is his 35 CP 5-star armor. It gives him a little bit more HP at plus 680, and then also a little bit more attack at plus 72. So pretty good, pretty good. Now let's talk about Sabin's pros and cons. So his pros are Aura Cannon is a great option for dealing both Brave and HP damage. It's always good when a character has a hybrid ability, so then that way we don't have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna have to build Brave and then use an HP attack. It does both at the same time. And then Aerial Slash is a great way to not only potentially score multiple Brave breaks, but it also refreshes Sabin's Brave amount if he's low on Brave. So since he attacks all enemies, he steals Brave essentially from all of those enemies that he's attacking. So it's a great way to keep his Brave up. And he also deals more damage to Ghost-type enemies. This will later come in handy for future lost chapters such as Aiko, because if you guys remember the Death Priest and his minions are Ghost-type enemies. So with that coming out fairly soon, I'd say Sabin, if you're building him up, is a great party member to be using for that particular lost chapters. Now, what are his cons? Again, as we mentioned earlier, he's slow. He usually takes his turn last depending on your party setup. He doesn't really have ways to manipulate the turn order naturally unless you have his 15 CP Kaiser Knuckles passives, which grants a low action delay to Aura Cannon. And his abilities suffer if the enemy resists one or both of the elements that he uses. So if you're fighting an enemy that resists wind or holy or both, well, Sabin's not going to be dealing a lot of damage to them. And unfortunately, he is niche. He's a specialist, meaning, you know, he's only dealing more damage to certain types of enemies. So, you know, he has his uses, but currently right now in global, that's what's kind of hindering him. So what could he be given to be a bit better? So giving one or both of his abilities a debuff is good, because right now he doesn't have any sort of debuff. Not even like a small attack down, small defense down. He doesn't have any of that. So if they gave him some sort of debuff on one or both of his abilities, make him a little bit better. Naturally lowering the action delay on one or both of his abilities would be good. So without having to depend on a weapon passive, I mean, to do that, it would be nice that he had that naturally. And then giving one of his abilities a self buff or even a party buff upon usage. So like, let's say like after he uses aerial slash, it gives everybody a speed up. That'd be awesome if he had something like that. And then, for the love of God, give him suplex. As we all know, Sabin was made famous. There's pictures and memes for being that Final Fantasy character that suplexes a train. I mean, that's pretty cool. So if they gave him that, that'd be nice. All right. So anyways, what are some good teammates for Sabin? Pretty simple. Debuffers and buffers are great teammates for him, so he's able to dish out massive amounts of brave damage, especially with his AoE aerial slash. So some examples are Tidus, Ferris, Vanille, Ramza, Penelo are some pretty good examples right there. So what does Sabin get in the future? So what does he currently have now in the JP version of the game? So Aura Cannon will now grant him a 40% attack up to self after usage. That's pretty good. So he's gives himself a way to deal more damage after using Aura Cannon. He is going to be getting a level 60 awakening along with crystal passives up to level 60. So that's something to look forward to. His crystal passive level 54 is buff speed up. He gets a moderate increase to his speed while he's buffed. So very nice. His speed is increased. His crystal passive level 55 is Aura Cannon Extend. So Aura Cannon now deals 4 hits instead of 2, with each hit having a damage modifier of 60%. So that's pretty huge. So he deals a total of 240% brave damage alone with the 4 hits. Targets will now be inflicted with Holy Imperil for 4 turns. So now he's able to, he has a debuff now, which he imperils them with Holy, so that way they take more damage from Holy element. And then his Brave Attack will change into Brave Attack Plus for 4 turns after using Aura Cannon, and Brave Attack Plus deals more damage to Ghosts. His Crystal Passive level 58 is buff attack and boost up. So this moderately increases his max brave and attack power while he is buffed. Again, very, very good passive. And then his crystal passive level 60 is aerial slash extend. So now aerial slash has a damage modifier of 180%, which is amazing. It deals an additional 60% more damage when there is only one enemy. So it's kind of like a spinning attack that Prish has, where she deals more damage with spinning attack if there's only one enemy. So now aerial slash will be able to do that. Targets also will now be inflicted with Wind Imperil for 4 turns, so now he also imperils with Wind with this ability. And then it also will inflict AoE HP damage that is dispersed evenly among, you know, whatever enemies are remaining. So that's pretty nice. So it changes it to a hybrid ability. So overall, Sabin does get better, you know, in the JP side of the game. That this is what he currently has. Unfortunately, he still doesn't have an EX weapon, so we're hoping if that EX weapon is given to him, it's going to be Suplex. And even in JP, he's still kind of a niche character. He does get better though, so, you know, there is hope for him in the future, although he's still, again, kind of a niche. Definitely a Ghostbuster, but giving him those imperils and that level 60 awakening will definitely help him out. Alright guys, upon this discussion for underappreciated on Sabin, let's go ahead and take a look at some gameplay from the JP side on what Sabin has. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright guys, we are back with the underappreciated video for our boy Sabin. We're going to be taking a look at some gameplay from the JP version of Dissidia Opera Omnia, so you guys get to see what Sabin is going to be getting in the future. Now the JP account I will be using was actually loaned to me by a really good buddy of mine who goes by James Anthony David. Thank you, James Anthony David. He's actually a very avid JP Dissidia Opera Omnia player, and the reason why I'm using his account is because his Sabin is actually a little bit more built up than my JP Sabin on my JP account. So we're actually going to take a look at what his Sabin has. So there you go, level 60, Crystal level 58, so not quite level 60, but at least we'll get to see his beefed up Aura Cannon on this gameplay footage. Now we are going to be tackling the Lost Chapters level 90 Ico event because the boss is the Death Priest, who is a ghost, and as we know, Sabin does really well against ghosts. So we're also going to be taking a his level 60 Terra, as well as his level 60 Cloud, both of which they have their EX weapons. So this is going to look pretty easy because of these beefed up characters, but at least you guys get to see what we get to look forward for Sabin, as well as other characters that you guys are going to be looking forward to. Alright, so we're going to take a Squall Friend and level 20 Ifrit. Here we go. Alright. I'm gonna actually save his Aura Cannon for the boss. So we're just gonna use his other abilities here. Alright, and actually, let's see our girl Terra, what she can do later on. I still love how it's an instant cast, that's so cool. And let's go ahead and use her instant meltdown. So good. Right. We got some bombs. Alright, so our sub-boss is gonna be the sandworm here, and he has that annoying ability, if we remember already, where he cuts up the highest person's HP in half. Kind of annoying, but, you know, just deal with it as it is. Let's see Terra's EX, her Riot Blade. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna use Aerial Slash here. Okay, actually, you know what? We're gonna take a look at Aura Cannon now. See, oh, nice! It's a 4-hit, and he gets the Holy Imperil. Very, very cool. Nice. I cannot wait till we get that. And look, he gets the Brave Attack Plus, which we know deals more damage to ghosts. But nonetheless, very, very cool ability. And let's see Cloud's EX ability. His Meteor Rain. Nice. Very cool, very cool. So it's definitely quite a treat that we get to see this gameplay for us global players that are looking forward to these character buffs and these enhancements. Alright, so we got a mob of skeletons here. Okay. Let's actually see his Aura Cannon again. Nice. Alright, here we go. We're going to be fighting the boss now, which is the Death Priest. So remember, with this boss, you want to take out his minions first, otherwise you can't damage him. So we're going to see what our souped-up Sabin can do against him. Alright, so we're actually going to take out the minions first. Let's do this. Nice. Alright. So now our boy Sabin is gonna... Actually, we're gonna damage A. Whew! Tons of damage to Ghost. Very nice. Alright, so now we're gonna take out C. And as soon as we take that one out, we're gonna go ahead and, we're just gonna go ahead and summon. Here we go! Alright, time for Terra's EX Riot Blade. Nice, nice. Let's go ahead and go with Cloud's Meteor Rain. And then let's see what Aura Cannon does to this Death Priest. Whew, that's a lot of damage. Nice. Very, very cool to see that. Let's do that again. That was really cool to see. Look at that. Let's go ahead and use a finishing touch here. Nice, we got the break off. Let's go ahead and build up our Brave. So we're probably going to take out Death Priest here next turn. There we go. Aura Cannon. Nice. Excellent. Alright guys, well I hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay from the JP version of the game. Again, thank you to my friend James who loaned me his account so I can at least show you guys how Sabin is gonna be in the future. So something to look forward to. Definitely like his Aura Cannon that it's 4 hits and it does an Imperil for Holy and it does HP damage. So really, really cool. Alright guys, I am the Broadway Saiyan. My name is 40. Stay tuned for the next video and Mahal everyone.